Yeah. I want it. Yeah. Excellent. Come on. Come on.
36 years ago, I became a personal trainer. My objective back then, as it is today, was to get my clients in the best shape of their lives. But in order to do that, I had to know everything about the 3 training components that were responsible for changing the body in the most efficient way. Therein lies the problem. You see, most personal trainers are absolutely incoherent about the 3 training components, and they're dead wrong in the way they train their clients. It's a real issue in the industry. So my mission today is to expose fake trainers and to inform consumers, to talk straight and to provide accurate information. What you're about to see in the upcoming video, I'm telling you, will produce profound results. I urge you to check it out. You will not be sorry. Muscles can't count. So much bullshit in the industry. It drives me nuts. One of the big misconceptions in the industry, and there are a lot of them, it's the reason why I'm doing this segment, is because fake trainers and people who are training themselves don't realize that muscles can't count. And I know some of you are looking at me like, what the hell does that mean? Look, for the most part, when we start a training program, we attach our workout to X amount of repetitions that we have set for ourselves as the goal in a training set. Listen, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that unless the emphasis is only on the repetition instead of being focused on the muscle and the way the muscle is being trained. Listen, the goal is this: to be really effective with your training program with each repetition, each set that you do. What's most important is that you thoroughly exhaust the muscle. And what happens with trainers a lot of times, as well as the individuals who are training themselves, is because they're only using sort of that clipboard or that repetition to gauge how well that training set has been done, lots of times you're undertraining the muscle, because if you're counting to 10, for example, so you've completed the set of 10, but you still have more to give as far as exhausting the muscle, you just shortchanged yourself. And again, there's nothing wrong with having the reps be a guide for you, but they're not the end all. So you have to take that into consideration. So, the way that my solution for that is the next time that you're doing a set, if you get to that point where you've done all the reps and you still have more, then do another 3 more reps. And that should be something that you need to gauge and say, okay, the next time that you do that set, because look, the gold standard for a really great set is doing every repetition perfect every single time. And I can tell you that 40% of what people do in the weight room is not efficient. So there's a waste of energy there. But if you are actually making each rep count and being mindful of how your body is exhausting, you might realize, and this is a tactic that we can use, is during the set, if you've picked a weight that's a little bit too light, then there's something that you can do on the fly, which means just slow the repetition down, because if it takes longer for you to get through that range of motion, that changes how the body and the muscle is fatiguing. So that way, when you get around to 10 reps, then you are exhausted, but don't let the repetitions be the only gauge. Same thing happens conversely on the other side of that coin. When you're doing repetitions and somehow or magically you're all of a sudden fatiguing that body part before you get to 10 reps. There's nothing wrong with stopping that, and yet people don't identify with that, and they mistake that by saying that they failed, and they leave that set with a whole different mindset. It's about, again, I'm repeating myself, make sure that you have repetitions that you're counting, but the most important thing is that you exhaust that muscle and that you make every repetition perfect and every rep count. If you want more information about this, click on that link below and go to my website. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below.